Hello everyone, welcome to another video, and in this video I'm going to talk about my favorite female artists. Now this can fluctuate, and I know I'm leaving some great artists off, but right now I would say these are probably my favorites. And this is a thread that started with Glen Kelloway, where he named his favorite female artists. So I'm going to go ahead and get started and tell you mine. Now these are in no particular order, but I will say that Etta James is my favorite soul singer. That's a good earlier picture of her. She's done so many classic songs. You know, everybody knows At Last. I wish All I Could Do Was Cry. I'd Rather Go Blind. And also she does God's Song, which is my favorite rendition of the Randy Newman song. But this is her second album, called The Second Time Around. It's a little more poppy than some of her other ones because she does have that beautiful blues feel to her voice. And on this one, she does a couple really good R&B numbers, especially 7 Day Fool, great R&B song. But she would get a little more soulful on some of her later albums. But I said this is a little more poppy, but it's still a great album, her second one. And that's my first pick, is Etta James. And you can't talk about female soul artists without talking about Aretha. And here's Aretha Franklin, Young, Gifted, and Black. Her biggest hit on here was Rock Steady. Also, she had All the King's Horses was on here. But took a couple great songs. You know, everybody knows Aretha Franklin and her contribution to soul music. And like I said, she's probably my second favorite female soul singer. A lot of people's first, but got to include Aretha Franklin. My next artist was big in the electronic and new wave field with the group Yaz, or in the UK they're known as Yazoo, which I think is their original name. In the US they were Yaz. But I'm talking about the great Alison Moyet. Now on here, her vocals are more soulful and bluesy. She's got a great bluesy voice. All Cried Out, I think, got some airplay on MTV. But wonderful Alison Moyet. I think she has such an amazing voice, and kind of a person that her material didn't always live up to her voice, I didn't think. But she does have a great one, and underappreciated, I think. Next is a person that has great gruff and gritty voice, and that is Big Mama Thornton, best known for the song Hound Dog, which was a huge hit on the R&B charts. But unfortunately, I think that was about her only hit on the R&B charts. But she was such an amazing talent. This is Big Mama Thornton with the Muddy Waters Blues Band. So you got Muddy Waters on guitar, you got Otis Spann on piano, James Cotton on harmonica. You know, what a great band. And this also has one of my favorite songs of all time on it, and that's Life Goes On, which is just a great ballad that she does. You know, it also has some other great songs like Black Rat and Everything Gonna Be All Right. Sometimes I Have a Heartache. Some amazing songs. This is a great record here by Big Mama Thornton. And next is a wonderful singer-songwriter who combines country, folk, and blues, and rock, and that's the great Lucinda Williams. She is probably my second favorite concert ever was a Lucinda Williams concert, where it was for the Essence Tour, which is the album right after Car Wheels on a Gravel Road, which both of those albums are just fantastic and probably her best albums. But this is a wonderful album too, self-titled, and I think it's her third album actually. But she's got, like I said, she's got the blues songs like I Asked for Water, He Gave Me Gasoline, and Changed the Locks. But she's also got some great country songs like Passionate Kisses, which was a big country hit for someone else that I can't think of at the moment. But great singer-songwriter. I've loved about everything she's done, and I think she's underappreciated too. A lot of people now say she gets a little mumbly on some of her recordings, but she's just an amazing songwriter. And check out this album. Like I said, it's an early one by hers, but I'd say Essence and Car Wheels on a Gravel Road are the ones that are probably her best recordings. My next artist is the queen of country music, and that's Loretta Lynn. And she's had so many big hit songs like You Ain't Woman Enough to Take My Man, Fifth City. You know, she's the coal miner's daughter that they made the movie about. And this is her album, Back to the Country, although she's never really left the country. And had the song The Pill, which was, if there was a Hayes office back then, this album would be in rewrites, I think. But yeah, kind of a controversial song. But another wonderful album by Loretta. I guess I haven't shown any of the labels. I don't know. This was on MCA. But another fine artist and probably my favorite country artists. The next artist I'm going to show is a very important singer-songwriter. It's someone I had several albums by this artist, but I liked her as an artist, but she just wasn't in the top tier for me. And then my friend Elliot Cruz sent me the album Blue, and that all changed. This album is magnificent. It's a masterpiece. Of course, most people already know that, but it was for me to learn. I guess I already have the out. Oh, there it is. It was on Reprise. And this album is just amazing. Her songwriting was in unbelievable form on this one. It's got so many amazing songs on here, like some of my favorites, My Old Man, Blue, the title track, A Case of You, and Carrie was, you know, the song that I was most familiar with. It got the most airplay on the radio. But just an amazing album by this, one of our best singer-songwriters, man or woman. My next artist I discovered through the watching of a TV show that's out of New Zealand, and it's the Brokenwood Mysteries. And it all deals with, you know, murder mysteries in this small area in New Zealand. And the main character on the show would always say, "You want to hear some country music?" And one of the artists he would play a lot is actually Tammy Nielsen. Actually, she was born in Canada, but she's based in New Zealand. And like you see the hair on her in this picture, it kind of reminds you of a young Wanda Jackson. And she does have a lot of similarities with Wanda Jackson, and that she mixes rockabilly with country, also some blues. But this is just a wonderful album. If you need to check on a song by her, I would check out You Were Mine. Go look it up on YouTube or Spotify or whatever you listen to, and you'll be amazed at her. And 16 Miles of Chain, those are two of my favorites on here. But amazing voice, amazing newer artist, Tammy Nielsen. Now I want to talk about a great Americana artist and really influential in the growth of Americana and kind of the 90s, the 80s into the 90s. And that's this group, Lone Justice, and the artist is Maria McKee. And also check out her solo material. It is really good as well. But like I said, combined to rock and country, and she was an amazing vocalist, also a good songwriter as well, and Maria McKee. And I got one more to show you. This artist was a little more gospel-based, and that is Gladys Knight of Gladys Knight and the Pips. This is a compilation album. Midnight Train to Georgia is one of my all-time favorite songs. And also, she was like the first one to have a hit with I Heard It Through the Grapevine. Hers a little more upbeat than Marvin's version is. But this also has Best Thing That Ever Happened to Me, Once in a Lifetime Thing. I've got to use my imagination. Like I said, this is a compilation album. But great Gladys Knight. You know, the gospel background in her voice, and she was just amazing and still around with us. So that's my 10 favorites. I know I left some people out that I really love, like Janis Joplin and Nina Simone and some others, but that'll be my 10 for right now. And hope anybody else that wants to join it will. I have seen George at George Allen and his channel, and like I said, Glen Kelloway started it. But thank you for listening, and hoping everyone's doing well.